Mental development, part 2. What drives mental development? It turns out that the same CrossFit philosophy that's so successful in getting people into good physical condition can be used to get them into good mental condition. So great coaching, customized intellectual challenges, hard problems at the right level of the student, and encouraging the student to work hard. Great attitude, work hard, get better, let's go. Struggle, you're going to struggle. You're not going to know how to do the problem. That's the goal. Don't be ashamed. Don't be stressed. Embrace the struggle. There's no progress without struggle. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And that's what it's for. Transformation. We want people to be transformed. Here are some of my students struggling mightily to reach a new level of understanding, to figure something out, to have a new idea come out of their mind that wasn't put there by anybody else. This is from healthandhumanservices.gov about adolescent brain development. As adolescents grow, the parts of their brain that are used will be strengthened and grow. The parts of their brain that aren't used will atrophy. They'll be pruned. So if you give a student a hard problem and they struggle mightily for a long time to try to have a creative idea, to try to reach a new level of understanding, to try to understand what's going on, the parts of their brain that are associated with thinking hard to come up with a new idea to solve a hard problem will be strengthened and developed. If you give a student a hard problem and they give up right away, they raise their hand and they tell the teacher, I don't know how to do this, show me how to do it, then the parts of the brain that are associated with thinking hard for a long time to come up with a new idea to solve a hard problem will be pruned. The student will lose those connections because those connections are not being used. It turns out there is a before and after picture for mental development. The problem is you need an MRI to see it. This is a brain cell before thinking hard for a long time to try to figure something out, and this is the brain cell after. You develop this superhighway of connections in your frontal lobe that will allow the thoughts to flow. The mind will race. You can think hard for a long time. Mental strength, mental stamina. Now this is different from physical development. Nobody goes to their 20-year high school reunion and says, Sheila, look at you. You look so smart. You didn't look this smart in high school. Have you been studying nuclear physics? You can't see mental development, and it's hard to quantify. Nobody says, my cleverness was 4.7, and I did this for 3 months, and now my cleverness is a 6.2. Hard to quantify, hard to see, but it happens. So here's Dale, struggling hard, mightily at CrossFit, trying to get into physical shape, trying to maintain his physical condition. He's not struggling enough, so he has a 20-pound weight vest, right? Dale's not going to raise his hand and say, Coach, can you help me over here? It's really hard. It doesn't make any sense. So here's Lucy. She's trying to develop mentally. Her mind is racing. She's trying to figure out what's going on here. Her brain is getting the message. This is what I do. I sit there and I think hard for a long time. Do you think Lucy needs to be rescued? Should somebody go help Lucy? Did somebody give Lucy a hint? No. Just like asking Dale if he needs help, right? Coach says, do not steal their struggle. Great advice for both mental and physical development. Don't steal their struggle. So what's going on in academia? Are students been given hard problems and has to think hard for a long time to figure it out for themselves? That's a subject of the third part.